Hi viewers, today I'm going to tell you how to get more blooms on your plants and in particular roses. Let's see how. First have a look at my plants. They have given so many blooms. This is a small plant but has given 7 flowers, around 6 flowers and one bud. It's started to bloom. It's giving bloom. Yeah, here this is another one. This is also a small plant but it has given around 11 buds, actually 12. One has already bloomed and faded. You can see, you can count also if you want. See here 3, 4, and here, and this one, and the small new growths, they're also started to giving buds. They will. Okay, how is it possible to get so many blooms on a plants? Yeah, because of one good fertilizer which we can make at our home from our kitchen, that is kitchen waste fertilizer. We can tell all the scraps of vegetables, fruits, banana peels, orange peels in particular, whatever, and also rice washed water, dal washed water, green gram, urad dal, tur dal, whatever. If you soak also, you can add that water into this fertilizer. What you need to do is you have to collect all the peels in a day and grind them, except the eggshells. Don't grind the eggshells. You grind them and add them into a bucket. Add some water into that, and also add all this rice washed water, dal washed water into this bucket. Let it sit. No problem. There is nothing like how many days it has to sit. It can go on like that. Daily you need to do this, and daily in the morning or evening, whenever time is there, you just have to stir it. You have to mix all the solution properly once in a day, and this is a must. This prevents maggot formation, this prevents fungal formation, and also it will give good air oxygen to the microorganisms, to the bacteria which are decomposing all these materials. You need to cover this bucket with a small cloth to prevent any flies or mosquitoes to breed. And once in a 15 days you have to add some cow dung or mustard cake or any organic manure. It should be an organic manure. If it is a dry one like mustard cake, you need to add 50 grams of it. If it is a wet one like vermicompost, you need to add 100 grams of it into this bucket directly, and you need to add this much size of jaggery into that water. Once in 15 days you need to do this and let it ferment. For every 3 to 4 days, what you need to do is whatever material that floats, you have to remove that. I'll show you how. This is the colander I use to mix and also to sieve, and this is the bucket. I covered it with a small cloth. This is not at all stinking. This is a fresh grinded thing I have added. Also it has some previous one of around 3-4 days like that. It will not stink for 3 or 4 days. After that it might get some smell. Then what you need to do is whatever the surface area is there, surface floating thing is there, you have to remove it like this and throw it into the dustbin. Okay, every day, once in a day, you need to mix it like this properly and cover it with the cloth. This prevents flies from going and breeding inside. This is how I prepare. For every 3 or 4 days you have to remove the top layer which floats to prevent the smell. This is for your convenience actually. And another thing is you have to mix it once in a day to prevent maggot formation. Maggots are nothing but the flies lay eggs on the top and they will become larvae and they will increase and they are the maggots. If we don't want maggots to form, so we need to mix it well. If we mix them well, even though there are eggs, they will die. That is the concept. And the other thing is they will give, while mixing, oxygen is provided for the microorganisms inside to grow. And what else? Other thing is the fungus will not form, even though a thin layer of fungus forms, that will die while mixing. That is the main 3 purposes of mixing. Next, how I will give is, for every one I have to remove the top layer every 3 or 4 days. This has to be done. Then only we can get some liquid consistency of that. Small materials also, no problem. Whatever colander pink one I showed, I use that the big holes so that I can sieve it easily, filter it easily. Small particles gone inside that is also okay, no problem. I grow my plants in pots only, even though some materials will fall into this like this, no problem, they will just decompose, no problem with that. For every 2 mugs of that I add 5 mugs of plain water to that, and I add to my plants once in 3 days, like around for example, I pour it on Sunday morning and again on Wednesday evening. It will be just nearly 3 days gap for each dosage. So I never saw any burnt leaves or anything like that. It's working fine and my plants are giving good number of blooms. And this occurred within 2 months. I have seen the result of this fertilizer. I just tried it and it worked well. So I wanted to share it with you people, whoever passionate but who are not getting blooms, who are worried, because I am the one who used to worry before. My plants are not doing well, they are dying, they are not giving blooms, all these things are, everything used to go into my mind. And I thought, why don't we try an organic thing which is available in our kitchen. Yeah, I tried and it worked and I'm going to use it forever. And I'm sharing this with you. If you like my video, you please follow this, you will also see the result. And this is for 100% guarantee, because this is nature. It's pure nature thing I'm telling you. The original process of what happens in nature, that's what I'm doing here, and that gives best results. Of course, nature is nature, right? Okay, if you have any doubts, you can just comment under, I'll just reply. Thank you, friends.